What's happening, Disney fans? I am Dial here with the teaser review. The teaser trailer has released for Snow White, the live action remake that is going to be out in theaters next year, starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. So, this is one of the many trailers and announcements that have been released from D23, so I'm going to try and cover as much of them as possible. But let's get into this trailer. So, we have another live action remake from Disney. You guys know I'm not a big fan of a majority of them. There's been a couple of them that I did enjoy, like The Jungle Book, Cinderella, Little Mermaid wasn't too bad, but all the other ones range from meh to trash. And when it came to Snow White, this was just another one of those things that I'm just like, why? Why are we doing this? Why? Like, if you're going to do remakes, why don't you do remakes on the properties that weren't as popular as the Disney Renaissance or the classics and stuff like that? Why are we remaking stuff that people already loved? I get it. It's for the money. It's for the nostalgia. I get all that stuff, but most of these remakes just feel so soulless. And when it came to Snow White specifically, like, I already started getting red flags when it came to the casting. When they casted Rachel Zegler as Snow White, I was not for that at all. Now, contrary to popular belief, I actually am a fan of Rachel Zegler. I think she's a really good actress, and I do think she is pretty. I think she's a good-looking woman, but I don't think that she fits for the character of Snow White. And I'm sure there's going to be people that will be upset when I say that, or when they don't agree with me. The progressive people, all that other stuff. The woke fandom, whatever. The SJWs. I'm like, okay, y'all can say what you want, but this is how I just personally feel. Like I said, this is nothing against Rachel Zegler, because I am a fan of her as an actress. Am I a fan of her as a person? That's a whole other story. But she does not fit the criteria of Snow White. Skin as white as snow. I'm sorry, Rachel does not have that. She doesn't. There's nothing to do with her ethnicity, but it's just aesthetically, she does not look like Snow White to me. And as far as her singing style, I do like her singing a lot, but her singing voice does not fit with Snow White either. She has a completely different singing style than how Snow White was in the original film. And maybe some people have some issues with how, Snow White sung in the original film, but she has a unique voice. Rachel does not have that. And then Gal Gadot being casted as the evil queen, interesting choice, I would say. This would probably have the most range that we could possibly see from her. Her playing an actual evil villain in a Disney film. So I'm interested to see how her range will be. Aesthetic wise, she looks like the evil queen. She looks like she fits more into the role than how Rachel Zegler does as Snow White. So that's just my personal issue with that. And then of course, with her doing PR for the movie, doing promotions for upcoming film, there have been interviews of her talking crap about the original movie, saying that it, making these accusations of it promoting, stalking and stuff like that, and how it scared her as a kid, and why would she say that about a remake that she's about to be in? This is not good PR for Disney. So there's been a fire spiral when it came to that. But I don't want to get too much into that, because y'all can look up the controversy of Rachel Zegler on your own if you want to. I'm here to talk about the trailer, or the teaser. There's not not really a full trailer. It's just giving us a glimpse of how the movie is going to feel, the atmosphere, what the tone's going to be. So what did I think about this teaser? I didn't like it. It just, this whole teaser feels off, really, really off. I don't like the music choice that they use for "Whistle While You Work." I see what they were trying to do, because it's a song from the movie, and they're trying to get the nostalgia vibes in here. But I thought it was so weird how they implemented "Whistle While You Work" in here. And once again, it's enforcing my opinion about how Rachel Zegler's singing voice does not work with this, with her character. Like it feels completely different with how Snow White actually felt in the original movie, and I don't know, it just doesn't fit with me. Um, I do like how the movie looks. I know people were complaining about there's a lot of CGI in here. CGI, 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 which, yes, they are correct. There's a lot of CGI in this movie, but the CGI doesn't look bad to me. I like the use of colors. I like how the animals looked. I like, the scary stuff happening in the forest. I thought that looked nice. How, the Evil Queen's castle looked pretty cool. Like the use of colors I thought was really cool, really good. And the glimpses that we see of the dwarves, I actually like how the dwarves look. I know that's a hot take for a lot of people because there was that still image that they released with Snow White and the dwarves together, and a lot of people didn't like how the dwarves look. I personally like how they looked. And they're pretty much one of the few things that I'm actually really excited to see with how they're implemented in the film. Now, are they full CGI motion capture stuff that you could tell? Absolutely, but it doesn't look bad to me, and I'm not expecting this stuff to look realistic, like super realistic. This is a fantasy, so they have fantasy elements in here, so I'm not expecting everything to look so photorealistic. You want another occurrence like the Lion King 2019? No, I didn't think you did. So that, I don't know, the dwarves and the animals and the CGI I thought was fine. Gal Gadot as the Evil Queen actually looks really good. Like, she looks really, really cool. I'm actually interested to see how she's going to do. It looks like she's having fun with this role. And once again, it looks like it looks like this could actually fit her, like we'll actually see some range from Gal Gadot. So I'm actually excited to see her. And speaking of that, I do also have another possible controversial take. I don't know how controversial this actually is, but when I don't know why this seems to be a pattern when it comes to with their attempts at making Snow White films, because this is not the first time they tried to make a live action Snow White, because other studios tried to as well. But why is it that the Evil Queen, for a lot of the times, they look more beautiful than Snow White herself? And this is another occurrence here. Once again, I'm not saying that Rachel Zegler is not a beautiful woman. That's not what I'm saying at all. But aesthetically, costume-wise, makeup-wise, if I'm comparing Gal Gadot's Evil Queen to Rachel Zegler's Snow White, I'm sorry, but Gal Gadot looks more stunning than Rachel Zegler. And so, if the magic mirror is trying to convince the audience that Rachel Zegler's Snow White is the fairest of them all, I'm sorry. There's only so much suspension of disbelief I can take. And I'm sure the Rachel Zegler fans are upset when I say that, but I'm sorry. I'm looking at the full package here. Like, I don't even like Rachel Zegler's costume design for Snow White. Everything doesn't look right. I don't like her dress. I don't like her hair, her wig. It doesn't look right. And once again, it's just aesthetic-wise, her skin doesn't look white as snow. She doesn't give off the soft, gentle vibes that Snow White has in the original film, which I know that I've heard rumors that they're trying to make her like, queen of the kingdom. They're trying to make her queen of the kingdom or something like that. There's a storyline with that, and I don't really care to see that either. And it's not a coincidence that like we only get one shot of the prince in here. Only one shot. That's kind of peculiar, but I digress. But overall, I thought this teaser was a mess. I'm sorry. Like I said, there are some things I like about it, and there's other things that I don't. And Rachel Zegler is one of those things that I'm not digging, and that's a big concern because the movie is called Snow White, and it's very concerning when Snow White herself is the thing I'm looking forward to the least when it comes to this film. and I'm more excited for the dwarves and the evil queen. Um, I don't know. I don't know. And also the evil queen transforming into like the old lady witch, whatever. That was pretty cool. I like the the old lady witch that they have in here. I am wondering how they're going to implement the poison apple and stuff like that. I'm wondering how that's going to work if they're trying to tell this bigger story of her becoming queen and stuff like that. How is that even going to work? Um, I don't know. We'll have to see. And it looks like there's going to be like a mining cart sequence. There's like one shot of of a mining cart going really fast in a caves and stuff like that. So we're getting some Temple of Doom vibes here. I don't know. That's a random thing I just thought about just now, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the teaser for Snow White. I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of mixed opinions about it. We'll see what happens. What did you guys think about the teaser? Did it get you guys more excited to see this? Were you guys even excited to see this in the first place? How do you guys feel about Rachel Zegler as Snow White? How do you guys feel about Gal Gadot as the Evil Queen? How do you guys feel about the dwarves? Do you like how the dwarves look? Would you rather them have gotten little people to be the dwarves instead of them being CGI motion capture? Do you like how the movie looks? Yeah, just let me know your thoughts down below.